My girlfriend's mother asked if I could fix this drafting motor that was her father's. It's decades and decades old. Um, I think I've seen these before, but I haven't seen one in quite a long time. When you plug it in, it just vibrates. It doesn't operate. And I think the brushes are probably either old or are all bunged up from being used for years. And there's just a lot of garbage on the brushes. And what I'm going to do is take it apart in a channel and see if I can't get it running again. So I'm going to start off by just taking these two screws out, and I should be able to pull this assembly out and be able to get to the rotor. All right, after a lot of tinkering, I figured out how this whole thing comes apart. So I've got it almost fully disassembled. The only thing I haven't removed is this fan, which is pressed on. And this portion of the motor, I don't want to try to take that off or press it off. But it's in the order that it goes on when you reassemble. The only thing it's not showing is a little bushing that goes around this bearing here that's already inside. I'll show you. You can see it down in there. Get a little light on there. And I had to press that back in there. It wasn't easy, but what I used was an upside down socket and pushed it down in there. I put a little dielectric grease on it so it would slide in a little better, prevent some of the corrosion. But you can see here that the eraser tip, I should have shown the eraser here. The eraser tip gets screwed on. It's actually threaded, so you have to grab one end with a pair of pliers. You need to be very gentle so you don't bung up the threads. But now I can put the bearing in, then I can put the switch in. Here's the switch component, and you can see there's a slight difference in one end from the other. This is the end with that little edge on it that goes toward the eraser side of the unit, and this is probably the most difficult part to put back together now. You gotta hold this in place while you put this switch component back in, and it's pretty deep inside here. There are the two little screws that hold it in. And after that's done, then you can put the windings back in, and then you'll push the shaft in. So I'm going to do it one component at a time to show you how it goes back together, just so it makes it easier than this little description that probably is hard to follow. So let's get started.
So what was wrong with this drafting eraser? The switch had corrosion on the contacts, and I used sandpaper to gently remove the corrosion, and then I applied dielectric grease to prevent future corrosion. If you try this, make sure you only remove the corrosion and not too much of the soft metal. You might permanently damage the switch.
The bearing is installed, and now I need to install the switch. And again, I used that socket to push the bearing in place. Before I put the switch on, I just want to show you how the switch works. So you can see there's two contacts there. I cleaned that up, put some dielectric grease on it. And when the switch is installed, when you push this little switch forward, it only goes forward a little bit. It's going to compress it the final distance to complete the circuit. Very simple. Hardest part is complete, and that was the switch. So what I had to do is balance that little plastic piece on my finger, push it in there, push it into the hole, then flip it over with my fingers there to let gravity hold it in place. And then while it was upside down, I had to put the switch assembly back in and hold it there where I put the two screws in. It's not easy, but it's doable. But again, that's the hardest part of this entire disassembly and assembly. Next thing I'm going to do is make sure that the switch has continuity when I turn it on. So I'm going to use a digital multimeter to check resistance down in there. There's a couple contacts with a wire on each one. So I'm going to have to go down there and make sure I don't have continuity when the switch is off, and make sure I do have good continuity when the switch is on. I got good continuity, and what I did is I just slipped the windings back in here. You can see where they're screwed in. I'm just lining up those holes. And the other thing you got to make sure of is that the wire is going to be pushed out of the way in there for the shaft. So I'm just going to push it off to the side, and that should be good. Windings are screwed in, and now I'm going to go ahead and insert the shaft. And you can see there's a C-clip on each end that locates the shaft to the bearings.
Final piece before I put the cap on is this bearing. Again, held in its location with the C-clip. And now I can put this on and we'll do a test. One last thing I'm going to do is a safety check. I'm going to check the continuity between each of the prongs on the plug to the case to make sure I didn't short anything out. And then we'll test it. And now for the ultimate test, it's plugged in and let's see if it runs. Running well. And that's it. I'm just going to put the final pieces back together. They just screw in and I can return this to the owner. Thanks for watching. Hope this helped out. See you next time on Driving Intelligence.